Yeah, so LPL, has anyone heard of us or know what we do? Yeah, all right, I'm gonna give you a quick little rundown. So LPL Financial, you can think of us as a brokerage platform for financial professionals. So financial services just mean we offer our services to financial professionals like advisors. And so we're essentially the platform that you house your account, your clients' accounts on, and that they place trades on. And so the way we make money is every time someone makes a trade on our platform, we get a commissions. And so that's just think every stock someone buys, we get an opinion to. And then also with our advisory, the total number of dollars or total AUM that's on our platform, we charge a 1% annual fee on that platform. So if you're an advisor using our services, there is no monthly subscription, no payment. We just take a 1% fee of assets. And that's how we make money. And we service mostly independent financial advisors. So if you want to have your own practice, you want your name on the door, you want to go by your own rules, but you need that back end support of legal, asset research, and investment research, you come to a company like LPL, and we're the largest independent broker in the nation.
So a little bit about the rotational program that me and Jeremy are in. So the rotational program is for 2 years total, 3 rotations of 8 months each. And so, like I said, the first one I was in was internal audit, and that's basically a little bit different from the big four accounting firms where they audit other companies. We in internal audit were auditing LPL. So, for example, I was involved with the anti-money laundering audit, and so that was making sure all the trainings and all the other different aspects were in compliance with the SEC and FINRA rules. And so now I'm in CFO Solutions. Like I said, it's more consulting, so I'm in Excel a whole lot more. Looking at advisors' commissions, their clients, in their AUM or their assets under management, and who they should best serve or spend more time with. And so that gives them a chance to look at where they can grow their company and how they can gain more revenue. And so the third rotation is, I think we're still in the works on waiting on where we will be going next. But it's based off of manager need and our ranking of choices. So if we rank 1, 2, and 3, where we want to go. So say one is internal audit, 2 might be operational risk, and 3 is risk management. So if the operational risk department needs another analyst on hand because they're going into like a busier season, we'll probably end up getting like your second choice. Or if you're
Tamani, do most students, that are either seeking an internship initially or the full-time position, do most early career individuals go into a rotation program? Is that the standard?
It's definitely something different. And not a lot of companies do offer something like this. And so if you are, if you would like to come to LPL, it's definitely a unique opportunity and it's something that is unprecedented. So if you are able to come here, you'll have the autonomy to choose or the choice to choose. If you want to go within either of these 3 departments, or um, Indiana, where you want to go. Indiana, I'm sorry, confusing my words. But I'll let Jeremy take it from here.
Yeah, so our rotational, so I'm also in the minors class, so I graduated from Clemson in May 2022. And so out of college, this is my rotational job. And so the rotational job is really designed to help you build a different skill set of, or I guess you would say like a different variety of skill sets. So you're rotating through 3 key divisions in finance. So this first one, corporate finance, that's your traditional finance, like your forecasting, valuations, looking at like your income statement, balance sheet, that kind of thing. And then this middle one, and then the one on the right, these are 2 new ones. And so data analytics is working with data at our company to help us make decisions. And so Excel, coding, things like that. And then on the rightmost we have, which is mostly like our legal and risk management, which money works in internal audit, which falls up under that umbrella. And yeah, this program is really just help you design to get a better understanding of what's out there. A lot of roles in finance you don't really know exist since you're in finance, and coming out of school, it kind of just helps you avoid getting pigeonholed into something that might make it a little harder to transition or pivot later on.
I think the best part about this too is you have opportunities to gain more training. So we've been doing case studies as we go through the program. Right now we're working on a forecasting assignment. So we're forecasting the next 2 years of how LPL will look as far as like revenues and growth. And so the last one we did was a P&L. So basically looking at, what are the key drivers to our profits and losses? How are we making our money? How are we losing our money? Or where are we spending money on expenses? And those are some of the main trainings that we have done so far. Just to help with presentation skills and our analytical skills as we go through the program. And then another aspect is just networking. So there's a buddy system. So we're in the third class from the fall program, and the two before us were partnered with one from the previous class. So I'm personally paired with someone from FAR class two, just to get advice about some of the rotations they went through, how to navigate through the program, the company, um, how to make my final choice on where I would like to go, how the process looks for making that final choice and everything. So that's very helpful. And then there's coffee chats where we'll be talking with anyone within the entire finance department. And that gives you opportunity to just meet someone outside of your role of where you're at, or any of the three departments that you go through, and just to broaden your network and meet different people. So another great part about this, if you talk to someone within the coffee chats that you like the conversation and you like what they do, you feel like you would enjoy that department, you have the option to go there. If you didn't, well, I wouldn't say you didn't enjoy, but um, you just weren't as passionate about where they were working as far as in comparison to the three rotations you went through. So that's also something that is very helpful. And is there anything else you want to
I guess I'll add, I was gonna wait, but I'll go into what rotation time is. So I started off, and so I mentioned LPL Financial, we mostly make our money from fees on client accounts and trades placed with commissions, but we also have direct or services that are directly offered to these financial advisors. So one of those things we have like a consulting service. So a lot of our independent independent financial advisors with us, they're up and coming, they're looking to grow their revenues, cut their expenses. And so we do data on all of their metrics of business, and we give them advice, hey, this is what you should do if you want to make more money. If you want to be in this bracket of earners, you should do X, Y, Z. And that's where I started off. So I did a lot of Excel modeling, a lot of meetings, a lot of talking with some of the advisors, and it really helped me learn who our end client is, like who LPL is looking to serve and work with. And so now I work in accounting, which is completely different. So your earnings release, your 10Qs, all the different financial statements, I help prepare those. And so the two financial accounting, or financial reporting is what we call it, and CFO solutions are consulting. They give you two completely different skill sets, but it's really helpful to get a better idea for not only what you enjoy, but where you're the best at, like what's a natural fit. And so it's been a really good experience so far.
Can I add something to Monty? So, Jeremy, you said you're a 22 graduate?
I am.
Yeah, so look at these folks. Damani, you're a 22 graduate. What year is it? 23, all right? Here they are, a little more than a year out of school, right? And look how much they've learned, all right? A lot of times when folks come here for something like Meet the Firms, they send a more advanced team. So literally, if you're a senior, this means you could be here 12 months from now, filling in with Jeremy and Damani up front, right? So, I mean, number one, look at how much they've already learned in the first year, and they see a bright horizon for them. So, I would just have one question. What do you like most about working at LPL?
I'll take it first. Yeah, so I like learning. I studied engineering in college. I didn't study finance, so I just learned finance through learning outside resources. it's really nice to know that in 8 months you're going to transition to a completely different side of the business where what you were doing is not going to build itself. This is like a new experience, a clean slate. So that's probably what I enjoy the most. Is just knowing that I'm learning very different things that all connect together because you're still within our finance department.
For me, what I like the most is being able to ask as many questions as I would like. Going through the rotationals, you're fresh on each rotation. You don't know what you're getting. Well, you kind of know what you're getting into, but you're starting all over again, learning a whole new department. So, asking questions is going to be helpful every time you go to a new rotation. So, I've been enjoying that because it's asking those questions and being able to ask them has been very helpful in learning about LPL, learning about what I'm doing, and then being able to add impact to the department that I'm in, just through asking questions. And I think the another aspect that makes it even better is people want you to ask those questions, and they open the floor for you to ask questions, and they hear you out, they hear your feedback, and then you get feedback from them, and so you're growing on both ends. So I think that's the best part about it for me. It makes the program even more enriching. So.
Yeah, we said a lot on the last slide about the different rotations we offer and just what our company does. Are there any questions?
Yeah, I just want to shoot about, so during the rotation, you guys choose what, like, section you go, in the department you guys go into for each one, for each
Yeah.
rotation?
That's a very fair question. So the FAR program is recently new. FAR Class 4 just joined, so we've been doing this for 4 years, so it's always changing, it's always evolving. And so the most recent class, they did like a skill-based preference. So what kind of skills are you looking to learn? So if you're looking to learn like more financial modeling, forecasting, that kind of thing, you look into the more traditional finance. But if you're looking to work more with data, maybe some coding, you look into one of those other categories. That's a great question.
Yeah.
I was gonna ask, so does the transition process get easier as you accumulate more skills, or is it still like you're starting over each and every time?
That's a good question. I would say for me, just because internal audit it wasn't a bad transition. And CFO solution wasn't a bad transition, but it's definitely different each time because the training is different. The way they train is different. So internal audit, I was being trained by one person the whole time, right? But CFO solutions, I had a different trainer every day on the different deliverables I would be doing. So for example, if I'm learning how to do a commission detail, I learn that from Jeremy. And then if I'm learning how to do a client segmentation, Richard or Professor Cook will teach me how to do that. You know what I'm saying? So it goes like that for CFO solutions because some of the people have created the deliverable themselves and put the Excel model together themselves. And so they're basically the expert on how it works, the details behind it, and so they can explain it better to you. And so I think each department has different training procedures, and so that's what makes it different each time. As far to answer your question, I would say it's definitely different each time because you're learning something totally different. So internal audit, I wasn't in Excel as much, but now in CFO solutions, I'm in Excel, pretty much all day. So it's different in that way, but I wouldn't say, it's harder to learn or easier to learn. You know what I mean? It's more so, how you're going to learn. That makes sense.
Maybe like starting a new semester with all new professors.
Yeah, that's a really good question that you asked in the back. That's a really good question, and my answer is yes. So when I worked in consulting, I was in Excel all day working with financial advisors. In financial reporting, they don't use Excel as much. When something Excel comes up, I know how to navigate it. I know what I'm doing, like how to look around. So as simple as learning the different softwares and tools that other teams use, you're gonna come up on another team that uses that same software. They might not be as familiar with it, and so that's a great way for you to shine and help out there. And then also, when I look at our income statement now, because I've worked on the other side of the business, I understand what each line item is. It isn't just this line item made this much. It gives you more context to understand.
Other than benefits of learning, what other benefits does LLP give?
Benefits, what do you mean, like?
So vacation benefits.
Oh, okay. Oh, man, so